Sweeping, dishes, toilets, diapers, someone's always hungry or sticky or hurt, and we want to homeschool? It feels like there's too much to do and not enough time, let alone adding in soccer practice or going to the gym or praying or spending time with our husband. It just feels like there's too much to do and not enough hours in the day to do it all. As you go through your giant mental to-do list, you start to feel overwhelmed. And suddenly it's the end of the day, and as you're looking back, you realize you've only succeeded in raiding your secret chocolate stash and scrolling on your phone and snapping at your kids. My name is Emily Brown, and I am a certified Catholic life coach. I spent so many years feeling completely overwhelmed and drowning by my to-do list because I thought that there wasn't enough time to get it all done. And I ended up spending so much time eating secret chocolate and scrolling on my phone and snapping at my kids, and I really did not love my life. If this is you, then I want to invite you to go and watch my free masterclass in the Intro to Loving Your Homeschool Life. In this free class, you are going to learn the highly necessary skills that you need to understand what your priorities really are. And that way you can start turning those priorities into achievable goals by prioritizing your to-do list to match the goals you have. The reason you're feeling overwhelmed is because you're not managing your mind. I have another video on YouTube called How to Stop Feeling Overwhelmed. And in that video, I teach you 3 simple steps to help you stop feeling overwhelmed right now. So I'm not going to go over that. I want you to go watch that and then come back. Today in this video, I want to teach you the next step to take after you're out of the feeling of overwhelm and you are ready to take steps to start loving your life and showing up in your life the way you really want to. And the way that you're going to do that is by learning how to prioritize your time. Step number 1 is to go watch that video, How to Stop Feeling Overwhelmed. Then come back. Step number 2 is going to be to get everything out of your brain and make a complete to-do list. Your brain is a computer that is meant for processing and not really meant for storage. So we have to get everything we can remember that we need to do out of our brains and put it down onto paper. Step number 3 is to prioritize the to-do list. This is where mamas get stuck. We just look at our to-do list and we get completely overwhelmed by the sheer number of things to be done in the week. So when we are talking about priorities, I want you to think about the time priorities, not who you love the most or the amount of time that you want to spend in prayer. Ideally, our top priority is our relationship with God, but we are not going to spend 10 hours a day in meditative prayer with the Lord. That is not what we are called to as moms. We are going to make sure that we are putting prayer time in as a top priority, but when we are talking about our priorities and those, think about them as big umbrella categories that everything in your to-do list is going to go under. Okay? And so if you are a Catholic homeschooler, then one of your top time priorities is likely going to be homeschooling. And so that is going to cover a good chunk of your day. And so everything that could fall under homeschooling will go under that category. Another priority for you is likely household chores. So everything that you can think of that needs to get done in any given week would go under the umbrella priority category. You're going to do the same thing with meal prep or errands or extracurricular activities. And once you have your top 3 to 5 time priorities, and I really don't recommend doing any more than 5, the closer you can get to 3, the better. But the top 3 to 5 time priorities, once you have those set up, then everything on your to-do list needs to go under one of those categories. If it doesn't fit into one of those categories, it's just going to be set aside in the extra, in an extra section on your paper, and that those items are going to be fit in if there's time. But those are going to be the lowest priorities. Those are going to be the things that are, it's okay if they don't get done. And if it's really, really necessary that they do get done this week, then you will make sure that they get into the calendar somewhere. And that's the last step, is inserting everything from your to-do list and all the priorities onto your calendar. I just like to use a Google Calendar for this because I can color code them and give myself reminders of things that I really want to get done or appointments that we have to get to at a certain time. But before you add anything to your calendar, I want you to put all of that down. I want you to take a moment and invite the Holy Spirit in and ask Him how much time He wants to spend with you every single day. And that is actually going to be the very first thing we put on the calendar. It's going to be prayer time, rest time for you and your children, and prioritizing fun, connection, and time with our husbands. You guys, if we don't make time for these things, then they will not get done. And then we will feel like we never have time to play with our kids. We never have time to connect with our husband. We never have time to pray because we almost always put those things on the calendar very, very last. So instead, we're going to stop. We're going to have all of our priorities, all of our to-do list, everything's ready to go. But before we add any of that to our calendar, instead we're going to pause and prayerfully add in prayer and rest time and fun and our husbands onto our calendar, and then everything else is going to go in after that. Top priority, second priority, third priority, and so on. When you learn how to prioritize your time and you are willing to start saying no to things, that is going to allow you to be so present here in this moment with your priorities, with the people in front of you. The things that you want in your life, especially as a homeschool mom, these goals that you have someday are not going to happen by accident. We have to start taking intentional steps to get there. But that's not going to happen if we don't make time for it in the here and now. So, if we are spending so much time stressed out and overwhelmed by how much we have to do that we're really not being present in the here and now, then making time for them, putting them on the calendar, and then honoring our decisions to go ahead and follow through with those things is going to allow us to be so present in this moment. Because if I know that my chores are going to get done later because I have made time for that later, then I can be completely present in my homeschool with my child right now. If I know that I'm going to have time for my husband later, then I am not worried about not connecting with him all throughout the day with text messages or emails or whatever. I'm not trying to snatch time for those things in between all these other things, which really takes me out of the present moment. It allows you to hear God and what He's inviting you to do right here, right now. And being present with the Holy Spirit by prioritizing your time and making time for the most important things to get done every single day and saying no to anything that doesn't fit into your priorities is what is going to allow you to be the happy, holy mama that you truly desire to be. If you would like coaching on your specific to do list, your specific schedule, your specific home and homeschooling and priorities, and everything that comes with this lifestyle that God has called you to, then I want to invite you to come and check out the Happy Holy Mama membership page at fiatlifecoaching.com/membership. That page on the website is where you're going to find all the details to learn all about the life coaching membership that I have for Catholic homeschool mothers who want to fall more deeply in love with their call to homeschool, with their call from God to live out their Catholic marriage and motherhood here in this life so that they can be happy with God in the next. Make sure you join the waitlist at the bottom of that page so that you can get notified the minute enrollment for the membership is open, which is going to happen very soon. And last but not least, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell so that you can get notified for all new content that I release every single week that is geared specifically to your Catholic homeschool lifestyle. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a fantastic week. I'm praying for you. God bless.